Hello there, and we are live. See, guys, back-to-back shows. I just finished one show right now, Liverpool versus Man City preview. Yeah, and that was a big one. Yeah, two of my guys going head to head. I just had to extricate myself, from that talk because the two giants were talking. So as Arsenal, I don't want to, get into grown man talk like that. But after Sunday, we will know for sure if Arsenal will maintain, our position in the summit of that table if we do beat Brentford tomorrow. And to join me to talk about everything going on right now is no other person than my brother, the Southern Gunner. Southern Gunner, talk to these people, man. Famila is back. How you doing? You are welcome to episode 11, season 1 of the Two Henchmen Premier League show. How you doing, brother? John
Brother,
Smith is in the house also, man. You're welcome.
good to be in the building. Good to be in the building, man. Glad to be back on a high, on a winning note.
Mm,
Brother Tony.
mm. See, guys in the chat here, questions for the Southern Gunner, rein them in. Big up to John Smith who has just joined us. Big up to the Assembled who has just joined us. See ya, guys, yeah. When I'm with all these other fans, yeah, it's a total different thing. When I am with, the Arsenal fans, it turns into a family meeting. I'll be having a family meeting down here with my brother, the Matt, the Southern Gunner. See, Southern Gunner, talk to us, man. Arsenal have been looking quite good since the last time we had this show. You know, there's been, getting good wins, not scraping wins, but this time beating these teams, pummeling them. Come on, man. Newcastle, smashing Newcastle 4-1, that beating West Ham 6 goals to nil, you know, making West Ham fans leave the stadium under 30 minutes, going to Sheffield United, yeah, at Bramall Lane, beating them to a pulp, making their fans leave that stadium in about 17 minutes. Yeah, went to Tough Moor, pounded them down there. Their fans started leaving after 45 minutes. See, yeah, the team is looking good. Yeah, Mikel Arteta, okay. I've been a big critic of Mikel Arteta this season. Yeah, and he has fixed some things, but are you totally sunk in with his performances? What do you think, Southern Gunner? And please, you can be very fair with me.
Well, so hey man, we've beaten what's been put in front of us. I mean, you're gonna have, there's a different way to look at this thing. You got a good runner form, goal scoring, uh, but we've beat what's been put in front of us, Tony. What you got to look at now is the true test, which are about to start. For me, starts tomorrow. We're playing Brentford, a stubborn Brentford team tomorrow, and Porto is getting ready to we get ready to find out what's going on here with Porto. And but Tony, I mean, you look at the teams that we've beaten. Let's just they, like I said, you can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah.
But this is we talking the lowest of the low, Tony. We talking gutter snipe, trash, garbage. We talking garbage can juice is what we've been beating on the last couple of weeks. And by right, we should have beat these teams. And I will say this too, because this is going under the radar. These are teams we would normally flop. We flop
Exactly.
In some of these games in years past. And so we went through and we've done the business. But I want to propose something, Tony. I want to propose something. I want to propose something to the masses, to those
Definitely.
who may see this in replay, those who may be watching from afar, those in the shadows. I want to put something out there. Do you realize this year, Tony? Do you realize? I want to let this sink in. If I could have got on with y'all last night, I would have brought this up. Do you realize that Arsenal? I'm gonna say this now. This is gonna hit hard. This is I come with hammers. Are you ready, Tony? I'm put bring the hammer.
I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Okay. Do you realize that this team right now, as it's constructed, as the way things are looking, do you realize that we could beat City twice this year and still don't win the title?
Wait, come again with that.
Oh, so whoa. See, he didn't even it hit so hard. He gotta hear it again. I'm gonna say. Do you realize that Arsenal could very well beat City twice this year and still not win the Premier League?
That's deep, man. That's true. Fact. It can happen.
I want people to understand that. Because see, there's a lot of talk going on about we've got the City. Okay, well, cool. We beat City. Let's say we do beat City next week. Which I'm in the camp of saying I think we can beat them next week. I'm in that camp. I'm in the camp. I honestly believe that there's a good chance that we could possibly beat City next week.
I don't think we're beating City. I don't think we're meeting City next week.
No, when we come back from the break.
It's going to be by the end of the month.
When we come back from the break. I think there's a chance. But I want people to understand. You go look at the back end of the schedule. And it's what I told y'all back in December. I kept trying to tell people. I've been saying this all year long, Tony.
True.
It's you got to get through City. You got to deal with Villa. You got to deal with the Tottenhams of the world. You got to deal with the United. As bad as they are, you're still going away. You know, we've got major tests. We get past Porto, which I think we probably will this week. I think we're gonna we'll scrape a win against Porto. And then you got to deal with the super fish. Because after that, it's no hiding anymore. There's no looking, dipping and dodging, as we say over here in the States. Dipping and dodging.
Dipping and dodging.
Yeah. And so now all of a sudden, we're looking at things from a different lens. And this is why, I've been positive the last several weeks. I've been, pushing the team. Sure. They're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. I wanted the style of play I wanted to see. I wanted to see us turn up the juice. I wanted to see goals getting them put on the board. I want to see players running off in the form. That's exactly everything I wanted to see. But the true tests are now about to start happening. They're about to start happening, Tony. And starting tomorrow, we have to win that game. There's no draw because somebody's going to drop points over there with that Liverpool City. Yeah. Well, I know this. Somebody's dropping the points. And people are saying they want this team to win and that team to win. I don't give a damn who wins as long as we keep winning. We got to keep winning.
Yeah,
we got to keep winning. We got to keep winning.
We have to keep winning.
When you look at these teams, Tony, when you look at these teams, you look at these players, you look at these players on this team. We have to look at this is right now for me. For me, if I'm the manager, every player is playing for their career. Because if you can't get it done now, and you couldn't get it done off the back end of last season, I gotta ask some questions. And even the manager, his career is on the line right now. Because we are 700 million pounds of dollars, however you want to look at it, deep in this thing, Tony.
Deep in this thing. Yeah,
this is where now the results have to start showing. A trophy has to be won, Tony. A trophy has to be won this season, Tony, for the psyche of this team. For the psyche of this team, a trophy has to be won because we know where we were this time last year. We saw what was going on this time last year.
True.
And the most important thing right now, as I told Lee Gunner this, that we have to. It's all down to a mentality-based football. Who is going to crack under pressure? We know City's used to it. But I'll say this, they're not invincible. They're beatable. They're beatable. But the problem is what team will go play with mentality? You have to be mentally strong when you play these teams. Porto, we got to be strong on Tuesday. You have to be strong. And this is why I said what I said. Arsenal right now, I want people under the side of my voice. Vance has just joined the chat. I want Vance to hear this too. Vance, I'm gonna say it again for you coming in, brother. Can you hear me, Vance? Can you hear me? I think you get his audio. I think you get his audio set.
Hello, Vance. Hello, Vance.
Can you hear us?
Hello, Vance. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I think he's in his Bluetooth. He's getting his Bluetooth sorted out.
Yeah, he's getting his Bluetooth.
He's good.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because I'm going to bring this hammer back.
Big ups to Vance, man. Welcome to the show, man. Yeah,
I'm going to drop this.
Shout out to Wolfang Division, our brother who is also in the chart. Wolfang Division, that's our brother in the chart. They assembled. Joanne Smith, our big friend, Joanne Smith. We love you down here. Mama Flossie, of course, moderator extraordinaire. Big ups to you. Yeah.
All right, so Vance, I'm going to bring this hammer back again. I just caught the boomerang. I'm going to not throw it back down again. Arsenal right now. I want you to understand this. I want everybody to hear this again. Arsenal could very well beat Manchester City twice this year and still not win the title.
Yep.
I want that. That's the reality people need to start facing right here. Let's beat City. Let's beat City when we come back off the break. But what happened if we drop against Villa? What happened if we drop against United? What happened if we drop against Spurs? What happened if we drop against Chelsea? These are. I mean, one behind the other one is bang, 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 bang.
I get it.
And this is why I said, for the rest of this season, starting tomorrow, the word doesn't need to be do a job. The word doesn't need to be the process is bang. It needs to be mentality. Because we did not have the mentality last season, Tony. When it got hot, the mentality was not there. In this season, this is an opportunity to right those wrongs, but it's going to require everybody to have hands on deck. People need to get out their head about, we got players coming back in. That's going to solve the problem. No. All that's going to do is give us a little bit more. We don't have to rely on the Nketiahs of the world. The Jesus, you saw Jesus Saturday. See, a lot of stuff got lost in these wins. We had a lot of stuff that got lost in these wins. And I'm going to go down this laundry list, Tony, because I've been sitting back listening. I've been sitting back watching. When I'm on the road, I have these hot podcasts on. I don't be chatting in the chat. I be listening to folks. I listen. I told you I'm a ninja. I listen in the shadows. And let me tell you what I have not heard. What I have not heard brought up over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I want people to start looking at. We look at Jesus. Did you see him last week? Did you see that? You're pummeling the team.
Yeah, the stinker.
You're pummeling. Well, man, he's coming off of an injury. He's always coming off an injury. What's changed? People are talking. He's coming off an injury. He's always every time you see him, he's coming off an injury.
He even got injured in the last match. He's
time,
injured right now.
Tony, and Ben, it's time to move him on.
It's true.
It's time to move him on.
I've been saying this.
It's time to move him on.
Even Tony was saying like this guy just keeps slipping over and can't shoot on target. This guy.
Vance, Tony, I got another hammer. Are y'all ready for this one?
We're ready for it, man. Hit it.
Let me bring my microphone. I'm gonna slide in on this. Do you realize? Do you realize why our attack is much better than what it is? He's out the team.
Talk to us, man.
He's out of the team. Zinchenko is out of the team. Why do you think we can move the ball up the pitch quicker?
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about people falling over, slowing the play down. We got to restart up the play, redevelop everything, start from the back. You got to go, Then you got Zinchenko out of position. Everybody know where to go. Kivio's playing this position. You play left back, that's what you're good at. You stay there. That's what you do. We don't need you attacking and converting over and subtracting and dividing and multiplying and rounding off to the nearest third, all this stuff. You just play defense. And it's been proven. Well, man, how's it been proven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row of consistent. This is the most consistent this team has been since the start of last season. I'll let that sink in. The most consistent this team has been since in the league since the start of last season. And why is that? You look at these extra water carriers that are in this team. We got water carriers in this team. Water carriers. That's what they are, Tony. Jesus, you look at everybody else is scoring. Why is he not scoring? What do we people forget the money? You know, we always throw out $65 million for Havertz. Let's go look at what we paid for him. 50 million. He has. Because he's going to get the opportunities off the bench, and Keddy is done. That's over. That's done. We know that to be true.
No, that's done. Saw that that's done. We saw that conversation is over already.
It's over. Yeah. We know that's done. He should be shipped out somewhere. That's done. I think even Arteta realizes that's over.
It's over.
This man has to get the job done coming down the stretch. This is why I said before Vance got on, I said, if I was Arteta, I would have my book and my pad, and I'd just be watching every game, and I'd just be looking. And every time they screw it up, I'm just going to put a check mark right there. You remember in elementary school, and the teacher you would get in trouble, and the teacher have your name on the board, and a check. They put a check right there by your name. So when your parents come in, well, why is Johnny out of order? Well, let's talk about this behavior right here. That's what I would do with every last player in this squad for the next 9 games, because these are going to tell you folks who are mentally guided and who don't. And this is what we need. These are discussions we need to be having. It's great we won these games. It's great we scored 50,000 goals, 11 goals. It's good. That's now water under the bridge. Now it is time starting with Brentford tomorrow, because we know we have trouble with Ivan Toney. Brentford is a team that we've had trouble with time after time after time. We have to get a victory out of that game. Then we move on to next week. Then we deal with the elephant in the room. Porto comes to town. This Champions League, this fish that has to be fried, that everybody's been talking about, Tony. They've been talking about this fish. I've even heard folks this week say the Champions League is even more doable. This is what I've heard this week, Tony. I told you, I sit back and listen. People are saying this is doable. Well, we're going to find out, Tony. We are now officially about to find out if all this stuff, all of these adjectives and words of description that has been laid out, we're going to find out very soon now. And this is why I put on I dropped a community update this week. It said the most important games of the season are about to begin now. And I've been telling y'all, the end of March, I promise you, we'll just about know who is the champion coming the end of this month. This month here. You won't have to guess no more. You won't have to look for nobody, hoping somebody drop points and all that. It will. Tomorrow won't decide the title. And that's what a lot of people putting on with this Liverpool and City game tomorrow. A lot of people want a lot of that tomorrow won't decide the title. All it does is just give somebody a slight advantage, just maybe a week or two advantage, because there's going to be more points dropped. I'm just hoping it ain't Arsenal, because I know how we roll.
But again, I hear you, Southern Gunner. I hear you, but Bantia, of course, you just heard what Matty have said here. Is there anything you can pick in anything that he has said that you feel like, hey, you know what? Yeah, that's contestable. Matty, I'll go against you on that one. Is there anything he just said that you would like to counter and have a little bit of a rebuttal right here? Or do you think, he's spot on in everything that he said?
Well, the evidence is there, isn't it? We've not won the league in 20 years, so what can I contest about what he's saying? Tomorrow we've got Brentford. Even tomorrow now, yeah. Remember, this is a hard game against Brentford. This isn't an easy game. Now we might turn around and smash them 4-1, whatever, 3-0, whatever. But we still go into each game with that mentality that it's a cup final. You know, City and Liverpool, I don't think they have that mentality. Obviously, they got their cup final on Sunday, but after that, I don't think it's a different kind of. I don't know. For those two teams, it's a different kind of pressure for those guys. They don't, because they've been there before. City's been there before, so each game for them is just a game, isn't it? It's just 3 points.
Yeah.
Their players, they have that kind of lackadaisical attitude where they can win every game, isn't it? They have that attitude where they can win every game. Liverpool are similar as well. They're quite confident. They have a couple of world-class players, 2-3 world-class players in their team. We have, a very good team, but we're yet to prove it, and it's scary hours for us, unfortunately. Any slip up along the way, even against Brentford, a draw against Brentford, forget about the title, and against City as well. People might be saying, you don't need to win that game. We have to win like every game. We have to go into every game with that mental attitude of winning each game. So it's no point going to Etihad and just playing for a draw. Put it this way. I'd rather we went to Etihad and gave it a go and lost. Yeah, sorry, I have to say this. Rather we gave it a go and lost rather than going there just not to lose. Yeah, because as good as City are, I think, over the last few weeks, I think we've been playing obviously the better football. Obviously, football's a results industry. But I just feel I'm just confident that we can go there and get a result. The problem I have, and this is what Matt was alluding to as well, it's not the City game where the title's won. It's going to be the teams like Man United when we go to Old Trafford. Yeah, when we go to the Tottenham ground. Those are the games, yeah. Those are the pressure games. But everyone's just foreseeing, everyone's just tunnel. Oh, if we beat Man City, we win the league. We may be very confident. However, those two teams, City, even Chelsea, I know how shit Chelsea are at the moment. Big up to Wolfie in the building. The assembled.
Big ups Carl Rossi.
Big up all you guys. I just think we've just got harder running, man, lads. We just got harder running. So yeah, it's so hard to say that we're gonna win the league or we're gonna get there. And for me, I've always said it, and I'm not going to change it round. I'm one of these what Arteta's done very well this season. Let's keep him. He has to go. Yeah, you've got one job: win the league. Yeah, and it's going to go back to that West Ham game, that bad period in December. If we don't win the title, to those group of games, okay, you don't win every single game, but those are the games. On reflection of the season, those are the games we're going to be looking back at. How did we lose those games? So yeah, I do agree with Matt. There's nothing he said that's wrong, to be honest, and I'm not just agreeing with him just to agree with him. He's right. We need to be able to beat City, but we also need to be thinking about those hard games, the Cities, the Tottenhams. Who else we got as well? We've got Wolves as well. We've got a few games that give us problems.
We've got a few more like extremely dangerous teams to face. Yeah, we still have Tottenham Hotspurs, and again, we'll be going to that ground. Yeah, and it's a hard ground to go get a win in recent times. I know Arsenal won there. Last season, but last season isn't the season. I think.
Can I ask you a quick question? Can I ask you a very quick question, both of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
How confident are you going into the Brentford game with Ramsdale in goal? Be honest. Just be honest.
I'm glad you brought that up because I don't know if I think I brought it up on air with Lee and Ola last week. For me, this is what I would have did. I would have taken Rhea out that second half because we were up so far, and I would have put Ramsdale in just to get, a little seasoning.
Yeah.
Marcus, he is spot on in that assessment, because if anybody that can blunder a season away, for me, it's Ramsdale. A lot of people are not going to agree with that, but I'm here to tell you, if there's one person that scared me and go worse than folks like Rhea, Rhea's actually had a really good run of form most of this year. But when I'm talking about straight gaffes, especially going up against somebody like Ivan Toney tomorrow, recipe for disaster. Recipe for disaster tomorrow at Ramsdale. So the defense, he's gonna have to stick with the defense. He can't be changing defensive players around because it's Brentford. And go, oh, we're gonna go back to inverting and Thomas Partey right back and all that stuff. He can't go back to that stuff. He has to stick. He has to literally stick. And this is why we've been successful, y'all. He has not changed the juice. It stayed with what is working. Stay was working. That defensive four at the back, work it. Because everybody's gonna have to they have to make up for Ramsdale. Because if it's one player, I'm telling you now, if it's one player that will you look up in a 30-yard P roller come across the line, you know where it come from. You know who the goalkeeper is. Exactly. Spot on in that band.
Spot on. And again, that's a very, very important question. Yeah, but this is the way I'm going to look at it. It all boils down to the manager. You see this conversation? It is the manager's doing. Where is the Carabao Cup?
That hurt me more than anything.
Where is the FA Cup?
Tony, that hurt me, man.
That would have in Ramsdale to kind of like gain at least match fitness. How about that? And that's why when I was on Sarcasm TV yesterday, I also caught a question. I said, even if I'm thinking that Arsenal is in this title conversation, rightfully as an Arsenal fan, I should think so. Yeah. I still have a problem with the manager. And I still want the manager to go if he doesn't win a title this season.
As you should.
And it's for a reason. And it's for reasons like this. Because it has put us into more problems. Okay, now what happens right now that David Raya moves out of the team and now Ramsdale have to come? Yeah, a scruffy, and dusty Ramsdale comes into the team. No FA Cups for him to play. No Carabao Cups for him to play. You know why? Because the manager willfully got Arsenal out of those competitions and dumped Arsenal out of those competitions. So there are no games for Ramsdale, our second goalkeeper, to actually even have any form, any run of form. So he's coming into this Brentford game
bone dry,
dusty,
cold,
with lots of cobwebs all around his arms. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. It might be a calamity, coming up. But again, I also do think, because most players, they have this greed in their mind. I also think that any opportunity he gets right now, he might be playing for a move.
Shop window.
Definitely, he wants to move away from the football club. And we all know that from now to the summer, we're just talking about in the next 2 months, 2-3 months, the summer window will be open. And he wants to leave Arsenal as soon as possible. And when he wants to leave Arsenal, he wants to leave to a top team. Because for some reason, people still think it's this kind of goalkeeper that still have some certain kind of street cred, in the Premiership. So he might be looking on getting, an offer from Chelsea Football Club, or even as a backup at Newcastle. Yeah, he can have a big shout in getting into that Newcastle team also, because of course Pope just got into a long-term injury also, so he could be fighting for a move. It could be putting himself out there. So that's just the only shining light or something like that Arsenal could be able to say, okay, he might be fighting for a move, so he has to put up good displays tomorrow. Apart from that, all this scenario is caused by this manager. Oysters in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup. Because all these fringe players. And again, see, the same thing Marty was talking about again. See, Bantia, let's even come back down to this. Yeah. In the second half of that game that we played against Sheffield United, you did see the players that were coming back, right? You saw Gabriel
Yeah,
Jesus. He looked dusty. He looked
dusty.
completely dusty. This is just a team that Arsenal have pumped in goals already, up to 6 goals, and he couldn't even score one. It shows how dusty he is. Of course, Fabio Vieira came in, looked exceptionally dusty. Let's take it from this Arsenal fans that have been hearing on social media. They've been saying, "Hey, see, they're just coming back from injury." I hear that, but at least after 2-3 games, I want to see at least a consistent run of forms from these players. What do you guys think? Because I'm not convinced, but I wasn't convinced by Gabriel Jesus. I wasn't convinced by Fabio Vieira. Thomas Partey, I understand Thomas Partey's quality, and I understand he's just coming back. He's just playing his first competitive game in a hall of months. Yeah, I still do believe in his quality. If he comes back and get run of games, I do think he will gain that consistency because he has that quality. It's inborn in him. He has that quality. But again, all these other fringe players that we have down there, Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus, and the rest of them, even Tomiyasu, he's just coming back from an injury. I still doubt if they will remain the same players that they were before they left before that injury. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I Thomas Partey, I know he, let's put this in perspective. He has not touched the football since August in regular play. Well, when we played City, that was either August or September. It was early in the year. Let's put it like that. Second off, Fabio Vieira is never going to bring anything to the table. I've been trying to tell folks that for the longest. I mean, what you see, what you get. Then you look over Timber. He's not going to be back until probably the last game for a small run out. And quite frankly, I don't even want him back then. Just come back next year. I don't want to get hurt at all. Just come back next year. Zinchenko, I prefer him to stay out of the team. So I'm not even looking, And then you look over at Jesus, and I stated earlier, Jesus, $50 million. He has never made it past 14 goals in his career. Never made it past 14 goals in his career.
True.
In the Premier League. That right there should sound alarm bells.
True.
Alarm bells. We have to have better. And then Eddie Nketiah against 2 weeks ago, when he had 2 games back to back of 20 plus minutes and couldn't hit the side of a barn. If anything, he was taking people's goals away from him. No. So we know he's done. That's done and dusted. That's over. It's time to move him on. It's time to sell him. Take what you can get for him. Send him on over to a Maccabi Haifa, a Maccabi, and let him do whatever he's going to do out there in Israel or wherever he's going to play at Jerusalem, and he can move on. But it doesn't need to be here at Arsenal. This is no longer Arsenal after this season for me is no longer a training ground for the underdeveloped. We need to be bringing in players that can get the job done. And quite frankly, like I said, every player right now for me, I'm looking at you, and if you cannot get the job done, you cannot get the job done. Exactly, with the binoculars. You need to be looking in on these players because we are right back in the same situation we were in last year. Right back. We were right here. There's a chance to be at the top of the table. You've got 8 games to seal the deal. We're right back where we were last season. And this is why I posed the question, have these players mentally learned from last season? Has this manager learned from last season? So far, because of what I've seen, with what we've seen in front of us, okay, all right, okay. But like Ben stated, we've got some a dangerous game. Wolves. That's a dangerous game. On paper, it looks like, oh man, we'll our fan base. Oh man, yeah, man, we'll beat Wolves, man. Wolves, man, we'll pound them. And then we go down there, and then you 2-1. We looking stupid. So you have to take every game as a cup final to the very end. And that includes the Champions League fixtures. They must be looked at as cup finals, even though they're two-legged. You have to look at everything going that way from there. I just think that right now, fellas, for me, I won't start getting super optimistic until we're sitting here. If we come back next month about this time and everything is still looking good, I might say, you know what? I feel like if we can get 2 or 3 more wins, I think we can go ahead and sew this thing up. But for right now, no, we are so far. Have you ever been on a trip and you ride in the car and you know you 30 minutes away from it? So in your head you start, oh, I'm only 30 minutes away, but you think you're close to it, but you're still 30 minutes away from it. You're still far away.
Very far away.
If you got out your car and walk the rest of the way, it take you a day to get there. That's the same way Arsenal is right now. You can look at it and go, oh, man, we doing something. No. Don't fool yourself. We still a long way away. We've just started a good run of form, which is good. It should work wonders for the team. We needed that. I think before the year came in, we was 1-7 or something along that, and that some number there. We needed this run of form since the year started. And see, the guys are getting breaks. Now, much as it pained me that we're not playing in the FA Cup, and I had to watch that shit show of a Carabao Cup final 2 weeks ago with the understudies of Liverpool against the Chelsea 11. I had to watch that, and knowing that if we would have took it serious, we could have easily won that Carabao Cup. But the boys are actually getting rest. And I said, remember I told you last time we all got together, I said injuries. If we can avoid the major injury, especially at that back line, we'll be good to go. And that's everything's falling into place. So starting tomorrow, I need a win. I don't care if this, we score 5 goals tomorrow again. Hey man, I'm all for it. I just need a win. I just need a win. That's all I want, so that we can move on to Porto and start getting ready, because that's gonna be a not Porto for me. Porto is gonna be a knockdown, drag out affair this coming week. There's gonna be a lot of blood left on that field Tuesday night.
Banter. Of course, I'll still go back to Matt on this Porto stuff. Yeah, we're not overlooking this Brentford. We'll come back down to Brentford, but let's talk about this Porto. Yeah, Mikel Arteta went down to Portugal with the team. Yeah, with an unchanged team. Yeah, with a team that has been winning in the Premiership, and this is why I said that this manager has some sort of inexperience in him. Yeah, because when you go to Europe, we're all expecting him to tweak one or two things, just one or two things. At least maybe bring in Jorginho in that midfield, make it a little bit more solid, allow Declan Rice, to move around just a little bit. Yeah, but he didn't do that. He kept Kai Havertz down there for far too long. We're being doubled up on, in the width areas. Bukayo Saka couldn't run. It was kicked all over, double marked everywhere. They choked the midfield. Varela was in one side, Nico was on the other side. They choked it so bad that Arsenal couldn't string passes together. And this is a team that's playing free-flowing football in the league. So, Bantia, take us through that Porto game, man. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Mikel Arteta, because he showed his inexperience in that game, do you think he's going to come out smoking in this one against Porto at the Emirates? Mind you, Arsenal haven't lost at the Emirates this season, apart from that game against West
Ham. Again, this is a tricky game for us as well, because it all depends on how we start the game, in terms of the crowds, our attitude going into that game. Are we gonna just put it on them from kickoff? Win those battles, those 50-50s. Those. Are we gonna be going long? Ball over the top for whoever Havertz or whatever, to make it uncomfortable for them? Are we just going to be playing tippy-tappy, slow at the back, just being patient and waiting for our time to attack? It's difficult because this Porto manager, he'll have a game plan, and he has experience, in Europe. Doesn't matter whether he comes to the Emirates or wherever. These guys are Champions League veterans, every season upon season upon season. So they're going to come with a game plan. They're going to come with a system. They're going to come with a system to frustrate us. And this is a very tricky game for us because if we score early, that might be fine, but I don't want us to do this score early and then rest on our laurels and then allow Porto to get back into the game. And if Porto score, then we have to score. I don't want it to be that type of game. You know, our subs bench is looking a little bit stronger. However, they've not played a lot of football either. Can you rely on Jesus to come on second half and win us the game? A party, do you know what? I was confident last week, but maybe not so much now. It's 50-50 for me. It's 50-50 for me.
But wait, yeah. Why did he say not so much now? Why that phrase? Not so much now, because Arsenal is in team. So why that phrase?
Yeah, exactly. So you could have this false sense of we're winning games in the Premier League, we're doing this in the Premier League, but Europe is a different beast. Europe is a different animal. We lost, yes, to a very good goal, and it might have been an off day for us, but that's all it takes for you to lose a game in Europe, is to have an off day. So you can't afford to have more. You can't afford to have off days in the Champions League. And yes, the advantage is we're at home. However, remember what the Porto manager said. They came here to play. We came here to win. If that attitude can be reversed, where Arteta's going to win and they've come to play, then we can win that game. But if we want to play and be all fancy and all this kind of, handshaking and hugging and all that, we're not going to get through this tie. And that's what we need to do. We need to be aggressive. We need to win this game, because we're just going to look like bums again, going out to Porto. I remember Matt came on here last year, and he showed us a list of the amount of times he'd gone out to teams. Sporting Lisbon, Olympiacos. Who was the other one? There was another one as well. He gave a list of all the cups, all the games we have gone out. Please, I don't want adding to Matt's list. I don't want Porto to be added to Matt's list. Please.
See, Matt, coming to the fray, what do you think about that Porto game? Because you just said previously that you think Arsenal would scrape through. Tell us your reasoning for that, and just looking into that game, man.
Get my mic. Sorry about that, fellas. I think that they know that they've got to get the job done. I think they be down 1-0 going home. See, one of the things now, the difference in this year and last year is last year we were actually in control, comfortable, and if you flopped. This year, you got to win. You have to win. There's nowhere to hide. You got to win this game. So they know that they've got to win. They have to win. Now, part of it, I feel like we're at home. I feel like the running form we're on. I feel a little confident. But as Vance stated, that they're coming to play. They're gonna come play, and they're gonna probably try to the box it in. But if you decide you want to come up now, they're gonna come down there and they're trying to put another one on the board. They're gonna play. That's the way they're gonna play. If you want to come play, okay, we're gonna let you play, but don't be upset if we put one on the board, because all they gotta do is get a draw and they out of there. That's all they got to do. We've got to come in and we've got to score 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got to do 2, 3, 4, 5 again to get them out of the way. That game needs to be over with. We need to get from the soon as that soon as that cut off, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Soon as that song go off, it's time to go to work.
Jokes, man.
Soon as that happens, it's over with. It is time to go to work. It has to. We have to have a siege mentality in this football club for the next 2 months. There needs to be a siege mentality. It needs to be if I was in that locker room, I just be checking folks. Are you ready to fight? I just be going around asking folks, are you ready? I don't want to see any feel good stuff. Any folks laughing and playing and dogs and all this stuff, jokes and all. There's nothing to joke about now. This is serious business. This is history at stake, y'all. Yeah. This is history. This is 20 years removed from the last time we won a title. Wouldn't it be great to be 20 years later to right the wrongs of past failure? You know, if we win the Champions League, that's cool. But we have to win these games. And then also, let's say we do beat Porto. We move on. They draw Real Madrid. Now we're gonna really find out. See,
Real Madrid.
This is why I said this is even PSG. But this is why I said what I said. We are, and I meant what I said. We are about to find out the caliber of players in this football club. Because now you have to have the discussion if these players are not good enough. And, you know, somebody asked in the chat earlier about surprise moving on. Yeah, I think there will be some folks that's going to shock us this year. You telling me if somebody came in for either one of y'all, you telling me somebody came in and said they're willing to pay us $28 million, $32 million for Jesus, you going to hold on to him? He out of here, bro. He out.
He gone. Even 15 million. Even 15 million, I'll take it. Even 15 million because he's always injured.
Yeah.
He's always injured. After every 2 games, he's always injured. Even in the game against Sheffield United, he got injured.
Exactly. So that's why I said we're getting ready to look. We're going to be able to go right down this thing. See, by the end of next month, we're going to have another discussion when we all get back together. There's going to be who needs to go. Who needs to go, and where do we need to start, and who do we need to bring in? That's the discussion that's getting ready to get ready to happen. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be okay. Who else do we need to bring in to sustain this? Because we know for a fact we got a year Champions League football next year. We know that's happening.
Yeah,
we know that we're going. The Carabao Cup comes back around, the FA Cup comes back around. So. At what point are we gonna compete? Because I told Gunner this. I told Gunner this the other day off camera. I'll say this to y'all. Say it on camera this time. Yeah. For me next year, let me tell you this: if we don't win something this year, I'm gonna tell you who exactly I'm going after. I'm going down for the manager, and I'm going right after that ownership. Because having been someone who's in the States, I know what they tolerate and what they don't tolerate. The Denver Nuggets are rolling. In the Rams, they're going to splash some cash come Monday. We got our quote unquote what we consider our transfer window starts Monday in the NFL. Yeah. So money getting thrown all over the place starting Monday. So I know that they're going to do whatever they can to compete in that Super Bowl or try to get to that Super Bowl in that NBA title. I need that same tight energy to compete for some winged ears on a trophy.
Good. Good. See, Bantia, just today, reports coming, from the rumor mills is that Bayern Munich have earmarked £36 million to get Alexander Zinchenko off our hands in the summer. And coupled with that, Newcastle is also hot on his trails. Should we, agree to this gift? I'll call it a gift, per se. 36 million. Come on, man. What do you think?
You know what? For that type of money, I'm taking that for Zinchenko. Not to say he's not a good player. I think we can do better though. I think we've got Timber waiting to come back in the wings. We've also got Kivior's proved that he can do a job on that side as well when needed. So I think Zinchenko for me, he hasn't got that leadership, listen. From that Liverpool game, I'll never forget that Liverpool game when he got nutmegged by was it Trent or was it Salah? No, Trent. Was it Salah or Trent? I can't remember who it was, but I'll never forget
someone nutmegged him. It was Salah.
Yeah, and he went past him. And, For
It's
me,
great.
he's a decent player, but he's not good defensively. Yeah, he's good coming forward and doing the inverted role, but do we have to invert every game? Do we have to follow Pep all the time? Can we not
Mm,
have our own, tactics and
our
originality? Do we have to
tactical,
do
yeah.
everything that? Yeah, so I can entertain that. I can entertain that. He's done a decent job.
Mm,
I'm sure there's other, better players we can bring in as well. And if we want to be buying bigger players, yeah,
yeah.
then we need to start acting like a big club and earning some money for, getting some money back from these signings as well.
As well. Yeah,
And that's a
definitely.
that's a decent comeback, isn't it? 30. How much do we pay? 45 or something? 40 million for him.
40 million, yeah. Yeah, exactly, man.
So that's a good. I think that's a good bit of business if we can do that. And yeah,
Okay.
Newcastle can have him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got
See,
Tierney as well.
yeah, but Tenny, I think Tenny doesn't want to even come back to Arsenal.
I watched him the other day, at Real Sociedad, man. He's looking good,
Easy.
He's looking good, man. Yeah, he was looking good, man. He's looking
But
good.
but again, see, but his quality hasn't been in doubt. It's his
Mm,
fitness that has always been in
yeah,
doubt. So we
yeah.
can't be selling someone who is even better in terms of fitness and bringing
And
in
then
Tierney, whose fitness is
he's injured
down
all
the
the time.
is down
Yeah,
the gutters. So
yeah.
I think both of them should just leave the football club. Because I think Arsenal should start getting ruthless in the transfer window. How about that?
Mm.
Ruthless with our players right now. We have to be, getting all those players who don't want to play for this football club and who don't have the quality to play for this football club and hack them off, and bring in winners in the summer transfer window. That's what I want to see.
We need to compete.
Starting good. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, Tony, we have to. I'm gonna say it again. Arsenal has to move away from this being an understudy for underdeveloped players. This is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about. I mean, we move. I mean, we should be getting creme de la creme.
Hmm.
I know there was a lot of jokes there about Mbappe. We should be demanding players like that. We should be demanding players like that. Why can't we? Look. Let me help y'all out. Drop another one. Y'all like these bombs? I'm gonna throw another one.
Oh no! Please drop it, man. Drop it.
You see what $100 million get you with Declan Rice?
Banned.
Mhm.
That's true.
This is why when you look at his output on the field, I'll always keep going. Well, that's what $100 million get you. You spend it the right way, that's what you get you. All this penny pinching, trying to make do, trying to get players to play them somewhere. No, you get the player that does what he does best at the best price that you can get him for. Whether it be Ivan Toney, this young blood that's over in Sporting Lisbon that I'm hearing about.
Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning towards that guy anyway.
You spend the money.
Oh,
You spend the money.
funny, man.
You spend the money. If you want to be successful, if this football club aspires to be successful, you spend the money. You don't look at what Chelsea did, because that's what a lot of our fans. Oh, look what Chelsea did. They just threw money anywhere. We are connected with. We're looking at tried and true players. Ivan Toney, this fella Gyökeres, Zubamendi. These are players that we know for a fact can provide something better to this team. And we need to be going after players like that going forward. Yeah. Because if we don't win anything this year, there has to be something coming down the pipe next year. There's no more we gotta wait. There's no more we gotta wait. The
countdown
is gonna have to change.
Countdown to Martinelli and Saka leaving and to other players leaving. That's what it is if we don't win anything.
If we don't win
next
anything.
year, 2 years. I think 2 years max.
Over.
I want to. I want to win.
Banter and Matty. This person has caused lots of he has sparked lots of talk between Arsenal fans, and it's this guy, Kai Havertz. Yeah, I want to have a honest conversation about this guy once again. Yeah, we've been talking about this guy all season. He's still dominating, the headlines at Arsenal. See, he is the second highest goal scorer for Arsenal this season. Let that sink in. The
Another,
second highest goal scorer for Arsenal this season.
that right there tell you that's another nail in the coffin of Jesus.
Exactly. So actually, even right now, and I even want him in games even more than Gabriel Jesus. I'm sorry.
Jesus. It's true.
Exactly. He's outperformed Gabriel Jesus. He's outscored Gabriel Jesus, who's meant to be our striker in this football club. Aerially, he's been superior. He has given more assists than Gabriel Jesus this season. He's won more duels. He's attacked valiantly. Yeah, even if he goes with this languid style, when he's in the 18-yard box, but I just feel he's more dangerous than Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is beginning to remind me of this guy in Manchester United, Fernandez, that guy that howls and whines a lot to referees and begging for a free kick and staying on his bum. That's what Gabriel Jesus is beginning to kind of like evoke in my emotions, like, yeah. But Kai Havertz, even if anything happens to him, he just gets up and keeps it rolling. Even if he makes mistakes, he just keep it going. I'm not saying it's a finished product, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Is the second highest goal scorer after Saka? He scored 7 goals. He has nearly about 4 assists. If you also check the assists he's gotten in Champions League, he's looking good. He's looking good this season. He's done everything we've asked of him in the last 7 games and more.
Vance, I'm gonna let you take it away first, brother. I'm gonna let you have this one.
Man, let me go first, man. Yeah, you can give credit where it's due, I suppose. He's done. I think he's a confidence player, and he's built on that confidence player. I'm sorry, and he's built on that confidence. He's come into the team. He's had good games, and yeah, I'll give him his flowers. However, it doesn't take much to be better than Gabriel Jesus in this team. It doesn't take much to score more goals than Gabriel Jesus in this team.
Big point.
If we're looking at our marker, then you need to be scoring more than Saka. So I think Saka's got 13 goals or something this season, which isn't good enough for an Arsenal team. How much has Haaland got? 20-something goals already? Salah's nearly on 20 goals.
18 goals in the league this
18
season.
Goals, yeah? Okay.
In the league this season.
But but in all competitions, he's probably got
20
close to 20 something. Yeah?
Yeah.
We need that type of player that is on his own with goals. Is Havertz going to get any better? I don't know. But I just don't feel he's the final piece in the puzzle. I think he's having a great season with us, yeah. And if he can score 10 goals, that'd be a great season for him individually. But I don't think he's going to be someone that we can rely on heavily in the future, even though he's done some good. I just can't champion him, man. I just think we need someone, because he is playing in the number 9 at the moment, isn't he? The number 9 spot. I think we just need someone like
even that in itself, it's not even clear. It's not clear where he's playing. And again, most people are misconstruing it. He's not our striker. He's not a striker for us.
True,
he starts in left centre mid, and he roams about. So you can't really say this is where he is.
The 9, yeah. Is he doing the Zaka role? Is he the Zaka role then? Zaka role,
bro.
Is he doing the Zaka role?
Bro, I don't understand that role, man. Because Zaka was even leaning towards the left, but he just pops off he pops off anywhere. Like, so you can't really say this is the role he's playing.
Yeah.
He just roams
Yeah.
But again, that's the beauty of its game. It's a technically gifted player. You know, he can roam about, he can play in different positions. But again, is he efficient enough to get us what we really need, which is land us the big trophies this season? So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's had some big game. He has a big game against Liverpool. You know, he had a big game against Newcastle. You know, if he has a big game against City, you know, that'll be good. But people act like we paid 65 million for this guy. Yeah. So my expectation is high of him anyway. Yeah. He needs to be doing something. I know when he first came into the team, his confidence was low and everything. And he looked, I know me and you were just like gunning him at the start of this season, man. You know, like we just like we just didn't know what we bought. But we also have to give him his flowers. You know, he's actually playing well at the moment. You know, and I hope it continues. You know, for every Arsenal player, you know, that wants to fight for the team and wants to play well. You know, I'm always gonna, you know, back them. You know, I'm always gonna back Havertz. You know, because he's an Arsenal player. But I don't want it to get to a point where we think he's that good that we can't go out and buy other players.
Other players.
You know, that's the only issue I have. But I think he's done well. I think he's done well up till now.
See, Matty, if the price tag of Kai Havertz, of course, you will talk about him, but if the price tag of Kai Havertz is what is turning our heads, just look at Modric, brought in for about 80 million. Dog shit, hasn't done nothing. Hasn't even scored up to even 3 goals this season for Chelsea in the league. Yeah, it's cold facts. See, they also brought in a certain guy who's the striker right now, Nkunku. Nkunku came in for about 65, approximately the same price we bought Kai Havertz. And he hasn't even scored up to 4 goals, and is a central striker for Chelsea Football Club this season. Even his fitness levels isn't even something that we could even air out right now. Kai Havertz has a more superior physical level and injury record than this guy. Yeah. So if we're talking about the pricing in which we used to buy this guy, there's so many other players in the league that they've bought for big time money that has done nothing for their football clubs. Another example, Anthony for Manchester United, 80 million spent on that guy, and it's completely horse shit. I'm not saying Kai Havertz is the best among the rest, but come on, man. At least we're we're getting something out of the money we spent in a way, rather than all these other guys that haven't done anything for Chelsea Football Club, for Manchester United, and they spent equivalently almost the same or even more amount of money for the players they brought in. What do you think? Kai Havertz, take it away.
You want to know what I think about Kai Havertz? Y'all want to know? I'll tell y'all what I think about Kai Havertz. this is what I think about Kai Havertz. We got Porto, Man City, Brighton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Tottenham, United, and Everton fighting for relegation on the last day. That's what I think of Kai Havertz. Can he score a goal in them games? Can he score 2 or 3 goals in those games? Because if he can put up 2 or 3 goals in those games, give me 7, 8 goals out of that run right there, we having a whole different discussion about Kai Havertz. He's a rider.
So now you're talking about him as a striker right now.
Yeah, because that's what Tony. What I told you at the beginning of the season. What did Darren tell you? What did we say? Put him up top. He can get out of trouble. You put him in midfield. That's where all hell breaks loose.
All hell breaks loose.
He's perfectly suited to sit right there. If he's not, we know Nketiah can't start there. Either play him or play Trossard. That's it for the rest of the year. Every week you look at the sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna put Kai Havertz up there. Okay. When you go to substitute, take him off, put Trossard on. Then you go down the line after that. If Saka needs to come off, then we bring Jesus on. If Martinelli needs to come off, we bring Trossard on. We bring on Jesus. That's how it needs to be for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really, he's scoring goals, but as Brother Bant stated, we paid $65 million. He needs to be scoring goals. He needs to be scoring goals right now while we talking. With $65 million a year.
His brother.
And he's one of the highest earners, I believe.
Yeah,
He's one of
brother,
the highest
300
earners.
grand and 245 pounds a week, brother. Brother, he must be scoring. You know what I think about? Yeah, he's supposed to be scoring. Hell, man. A mailman's supposed to deliver mail. Right? 200. He needs to be. When you pay that kind of money for a player, he has to do something and do it good. He got to do something. Do something, brother.
He has to do something.
I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna say, you brought up Mudryk and all that. I mean, look at that mess over at Chelsea. Look at that mess over there. That looks like Chelsea looks like an abandoned apartment, man. Where the tenants just left everything on the floor. They moved out. They just left the sofa. They left the refrigerator. I mean, just trash all over the place. Look at that over there. But you know what though? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, because they're gonna be one of the tough teams we got to deal with coming down the pipe. And we have trouble against rival teams. Yeah. This is why I said, Tony, earlier, this thing is a long way from being done, man. Long way from being done. And I think tomorrow's game against Brentford is this will start off where we're gonna finish. This is gonna be the first start. This is the first one. You got Brentford, Porto, City, and then you got Luton Town. Luton Town, you saw what happened. We played Luton. How it took. We had to beat Luton last go round. You saw what we had to do. It was a miracle. A miracle from your boy, by the way. A miracle. We got a lot. We got a long way to go, Tony. And I'm not saying that to dismiss the past the games. I trust me. Nothing felt better to be able to sit on a watch along and the game was over with the first 10 minutes of the game. We just sit back and talk about everything and enjoy yourself and laugh and poke fun at United and all of that stuff. And, that's cool. But now starting tomorrow at 12:30 in prime time, 12:30 Eastern United States time.
Yeah.
Y'all got the even time over this prime time. Everybody's going to be watching across Europe, sitting there with their popcorn and tea and biscuits and everything else. And can they show up and can they get a victory starting tomorrow?
Okay, I want you guys to answer this honestly, yeah, because what Arsenal fans, we all want our teams to, our team to actually win. I'll start with you, Bant, and of course, Matt will answer this. Do you genuinely, do you think Arsenal can win this title, this Premiership title? Do you think we can win it?
Ask me that question. Ask me that question this time next month. Because I'm not going to tell you, we're going to win a title just based off of the last few games. No, we have. Until we have played City, we have to beat Brighton. I mean, we got a lot of games, Tony.
We got Villa.
Man, that's true, man. We got Villa.
We got Villa as well.
This is what I keep trying to tell folks, man. We Villa,
God.
Wolves,
Spurs,
Bournemouth,
man.
Everton, United.
Everton last game.
These are hard games, man.
Bro, until we in the middle of April, until we in the middle of April, you can't. I couldn't look at the schedule and tell you. All I'm gonna do is just say keep winning. And I know people say, "Well, man, y'all are, they're not being optimistic, not being realistic." We've got a lot of games. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a lot of games.
Cup finals.
And let me throw this in there too, Tony, before you say something. Tony, we get ready to go through a period where we're going to be playing damn near every 3 or 4 days.
Oh my God, and that's true, man. And that's true. And mind you, we also have Champions League engagements too, also, if we do cross the line.
I'm just saying.
That's why I wish Arteta had bought a striker, man. I know we're doing all right at the moment, but you need a striker when it gets to this.
Yeah, when it gets to
season, and you see Haaland start banging goals, and You know, you got Salah coming back. You know, who can score goals. Nunes for Liverpool. That's why we need someone. You know, Havertz is good, but we need someone that is going to go in every game, score goals. We haven't got that up top. You know, Trossard is good. He's all right, but he's not going to score goals game in, game out. And
No, but it's goals. But again, it's goals are our problem. Goals is not our problem. We've proven the fact that goals isn't our problem in the last
But
7 games.
Whoa, Tony. Wait a minute, Tony. We've proven goals is not a problem these last few games.
No, in this last few games,
yeah. Will the goal? We have those goals in the last 7 to 8 games. Will we have that kind of output? That's what concerns me.
I don't know, but again, we can also go to the fact Liverpool, who is a big contender, of this trophy that we're going in, of this title run in, came to the Emirates and we pumped 3 goals behind their net, and that's a legitimate title. They are legitimate title contenders.
Let me say something, Tony. If we play,
we got 3 goals against them. So I'm not saying it's definite. Yeah, I'm just saying that the goals came up against a team that are in the title run in.
Let me give you a couple of words that we need to put out in our vocabulary for the next month. And you can use this: consistency, mentality, physicality, and perseverance. All 4 of those words. If we got to display all of that if we want to win the title this year. Every player is going to have to exhibit that.
Yeah.
Game in, game out.
That's for sure. Elite mentality.
Elite mentality. Because see, this is now we can move ourselves from being a laughing stock to everybody wanting to be like us, you know.
Definitely.
And see, you know, last year what the narrative was, we get in the Champions League, we sign these players. No, you win this Premier League title. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to sign big name players when they know they can go to a team that's going to be successful.
We're still reminded. Sorry, Mike. We're still reminded of last season bottle jobs.
Bottle jobs.
We're going to be reminded about that every season until we win.
Yep. It's just like over here in Atlanta. We have a team called the Atlanta Braves, and for years, we were the laughing stock. We would always win. Listen, so in order to win the championship in baseball, you go through the playoffs. So you win your conference, you win your division, then you win the National League, then you win the World Series.
Yeah.
We won the National League title 16 years. I think it was 16 years before a couple of years ago. 16 years, and we had 1 World Series. So that means we went to the World Series all them time. They ain't won a damn thing. That's you know. And this is why I tell people like, well, Arsenal, it's okay. Finish second. You keep finishing second. That's what you're gonna get. No bottle jobs. You can't get over the hump. This is why I said at the beginning of the year in my beginning of my the monologue there is that this is why this season is critical, because we have been given an opportunity to right the wrong of last season. And for me, I'm gonna say something that's gonna knock y'all socks off, because you probably would have never thought you'd hear me say this. But for me, if this manager guides this team through this, I will come on TV and apologize to him and say, Mikel Arteta, I didn't believe you could do it, but you proved me wrong. Because this, what I see here, right here, this is a hell of a run in.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a run in. Spurs at home, United at home. You know, you going off to Brighton, you're going to City, Villa, who's fighting for a European place.
Oh.
It's the impossible, isn't it? It's the impossible.
It's serious business. It's serious business. Every game, as Grant stated, is an absolute bona fide cup final. Every last game, it has to be treated like that. If we start, because I start hearing folks with this points on the board shit again. If we start talking points on the board and we got this and they got that, subtract this and goal differential here and all, we just need wins. 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 And if we went out and they pip us by a point and we win everything or something, you know what? I throw my hands up. But if we do like we did last year, Tony, where we were sitting there and we went by the wayside, by the time we get to April 13th, we behind them by 6 points. I'm gonna start asking some questions. I'm gonna start asking some serious questions because I really want us to win the title. It's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years. I
was in college. Man. I was in college the last time. I was in my sophomore year of college.
I won this title, man.
Yeah,
I won the title, man.
I just need it, man.
Oh God.
Hey, what's that song? What's that old rap song? I need it in my life. I want it in my life. Come put it in my life. That's what I need. I need it in my life. I need that Premier League in my life.
I need it, bro. I need it, man. See, just before we go, predictions before we go. Predictions for the Brentford game and predictions for the Man City versus Liverpool game, what you really think about that game, and then you talk about your challenge, what you got coming up, and then before we go. My prediction for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll start with Ben.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards a draw for the Man City Liverpool game, possibly a Desmond Tutu. And for the Arsenal game, I think we'll rock them probably 3-1.
Okay.
City 2, Liverpool 1.
City 2, Liverpool 1. Okay. Guys, remember, Brentford don't have even a fit centre back. Yeah. Their centre backs, most of their defenders are out. So they, at least what I heard. So, this would be a makeshift kind of like defense. So they might be in for a pummeling tomorrow. I'm sorry, man. But I don't add that before you make a prediction.
Arsenal 2, Brentford 1.
Ooh, close game.
Close game. See, I'm going for a 5-1 against Brentford. Brentford have shipped in 50 goals this season. And they've been beaten left, right. Yes, 50 goals this season. They're poor. It's a poor team. Anything less than a win in that game, I'm sorry, man.
It's a failure.
It's a failure. It's a failure. They've considered 50 goals. Make that make sense this season. It's a poor team.
Well, most of the league averaging 40 goals let in over the year. Most of the league.
Yeah, I know, but 50 it's poor by Brentford standards. It's poor.
I'll give you that.
It's poor.
Don't take. Yeah. I want people to realize. Don't take a team like Brentford. Like, remember I told you this is the most important part. Now, this is what happened.
No, I'm talking about the injuries also. That's what I'm looking at. Because when I went to Jess show, I told people Arsenal is going to beat this Sheffield United 7-0 because I've checked everything. I saw what these guys can offer, and they can't offer anything. They have your countrymen. How about that? Trusty, who looked dusty in that defense, and of course those are the reasons those are the reasons why we dumped that guy in Sheffield United. He looks dusty, cobwebs everywhere, and you know what? That's why Arsenal pummeled those guys 6-0. Those guys, even before we met them, 60 goals was what those guys conceded. That's what they conceded. So, I don't know, but Brentford, they look poor. And again, I still think that cohesion that they had at the start of the season, it's no more there right now. And instead of kind of switching up play to getting more of Weezer and Mbuemo into the game right now, they're just, sending everything straight down to Ivan Toney. So it's not really looking good right now. Ivan Toney can't get you over the line every time in a game. You have to spread it a little bit, spread the love. And right now they're not doing that. That's why they're being beaten left, right, and center everywhere they go. In the last 4 or 5 games, they've been losing. That losing streak still continues. And now they're coming to the Emirates, where Arsenal have only lost once this season in the Premiership, and that's against West Ham. So, I don't know how they're going to cope. And I heard that their center backs are coupled. That's totally gone. So it's going to be makeshift center backs and makeshift a right back and left back or something like that. So they're injured technically, so they're battling
Tony,
with injury problems.
I just hope that we go. I might change my score prediction when I wake up tomorrow. But right now, I just feel like a 2-1. But I'll tell you this. Yeah. I hope they come out with the same energy that they came out the last several weeks. If they put on 2, 3, 4, 5 goals out of the gate early, that'd be great, because that means that Ivan Toney probably going to say, you know what, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to chill out. We still got to deal with him tomorrow. But I will say that our triangle at the back is worked very well. Gabrielle has embraced the role of being doing the dirty work. Yeah, you got one line defense with Rice, you got another line with Gabrielle, then you got Saliba. So if that continues to work well tomorrow, then we should be able to do the business. And also, let me say this before we go. If Odegaard plays the way he played the last week tomorrow, and see this is why I ride him so much. It's because I want to see that output on a weekly basis. That's the output. When we look at creative midfielders, we look at world class, quote unquote, world class midfielders. We look at game changing midfielders, people that require. When you have a player that requires the manager to stay up at night watching film, that's what I saw against Sheffield, and that's what I want to see for the remainder of his Arsenal career. Is that kind of intensity, that kind of attention to detail. You just can't do it against Burnley, Luton Town, and Nottingham Forest, and Palace, and fall the lowest of the low. You need to start doing this on like Tuesday night. Tuesday night will be a great auditioning, because Conceição is coming. He is coming. He is coming to play on Tuesday. I'm telling you now, Conceição is coming to play on Tuesday.
Man, that guy ripped our left back a new one. He ripped
Kivior. Looking at him.
It was horrible, man. See, we end this show right now. See, Bant, tell them what you got coming up. I know you got boxing coming up on your channel, man. Talk to these people about it. See, I'm in Ganu all the way. Yeah, I really think it's gonna knock.
That's right. The fight tonight, right? The fight tonight.
Zhang's fighting Parker next fight, and then I think the fight's going to be after that. But first and foremost, I just wanted to shout out those who are still in the building. Big shout out to Lion Tech, and a special shout out to the Assembled as well. The Assembled always has been consistent.
Always, man,
the whole season. The Assembled's been as consistent about Arteta throughout the whole season. You know, he hasn't wavered. So I want to just, say thank you to the Assembled for, turning up every time and being here on your shows, and it's nice to see you, giving your input as well. So I've got boxing. Probably I'm going to be heading off in about 5 minutes. Then tomorrow, I think me and Tony are going to do the watch along, the Brentford game, Arsenal Brentford. I'm also going to do the Man City and Liverpool game as well. I'm going to do a watch along as well.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to join you.
So that's what I've got coming up at the moment. And just got a few things in the pipeline. Hopefully, Matty, we can do something one day.
Absolutely,
Line Tech. I'm out there now, man. I want to get out there. Me and Tony want to build better community, build bigger communities. We want to build our channels. We want to get bigger, with the community as well. Find new people as well, because we've got a great community already, but we just want to we want to get out to new audiences as well, Spread the love, so that's where we're at, man. So big up yourself, Tony, host for the most. Big up Matty as well, always doing his thing. And we're in the building, man.
Yeah, Matty, please shout. And Matty, see, apart from Bant has always been rocking it with me. What come rain, come sun, he's always down here. But Matty, you too, man. Big ups to you, man. You've never thrown me under the bus. I know that there's situations where you just have to say, this guy, let me throw him under the bus. But you've never done that to me. Big ups to you, and thank God, you're also a friend that I've met in the course of doing all this YouTube stuff, man. Genuine person that you are, man. Love you, my brother, man. Big ups to you. Please shout out your channel and talk to these people.
Southern Gooner here on YouTube. Tomorrow we got the watch along, Brother Ola. Might go join. Might go. Since I know the fight going on, I might go roll over to the fight week show tonight. See if you got if there's a link out there, I might surprise him. Watch this fight. I need to see somebody get knocked on their ass tonight. And I'm telling you now, if AJ think he different, run him over, you out your mind. so hopefully we see somebody get knocked on their ass tonight. So that's pretty much about it, man. Just we'll do that, and then we'll get ready for player range tomorrow, and then as well get ready for the showdown at the OK Corral on Tuesday with Porto. Massive game. Tuesday.
Massive game.
Massive
game. Guys, join me in that watch along. Bant might be here if he has a chance to pop in. But me and Lion Tech will be down here on that, on that Champions League night. Lion Tech, get prepared, man. We have to win this one, yeah. We have to do it for the Arsenal. See, Matty, let's hope for a win tomorrow. Bant, let's hope for a win tomorrow, and Arsenal go top of the league for the first time since Christmas.
Trust your struggle. That's what my cap says. Trust your struggle.
And let's hope that Arsenal win the remaining of our games. Oh my God. Even me saying it, I don't really believe in that, but sometimes you just have to have some certain chest, right? To just get you over the line. Yeah, a miracle, Not something to make me feel good. No, a miracle is more better. See ya, guys. From me, Bant, and my brother Southern Gunner, we are out. Catch you soon, guys. Big up.
Peace.